Okay, it's 7 p.m. on Monday, October 2nd. We'll call to order the Personnel and Finance Committee meeting. Thank you, Connie. We'll start with introductions.
Alderman at Large Kevin Stunek.
John Davis, Police Department.
Connie Hillman, City Finance Director.
Jennifer Bergman, City Administrator.
Chris Schubert, HR Director.
Kara Terry, Ward 1.
Gabe Johnson, Chair of the committee. We have 5 quick items. First of which is to adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a traffic safety enforcement grant. Take it away, Chief.
Yes, thank you. The 2024 fiscal year for the Department of Public Safety's Traffic Safety Enforcement Grant began October 1st. Once again, we are the fiscal hosts for this grant funding, and the Department of Public Safety requires a resolution authorizing the Brainerd Police Department the authority to enter into the agreement and execute the grant. Just recently, we received back the amount for this grant, which was a total of $61,200. $3,200 can be used for administrative costs, and that is something the police department has used this last year and plans to continue to use. Besides that, the Brainerd Police Department is entitled to $900 in a matching equipment purchase that we use annually for preliminary breath tests. And also the Brainerd Police Department is entitled to $2,500 in full tuition reimbursement to put towards breath test operator certifications. So motion is to adopt a resolution authorizing myself the authority to execute the 2024 Traffic Safety Enforcement Grant.
I so move.
Second.
Any discussion, any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you, Chief. Next up is to approve a promotion of Miranda Halverson to Police Administrative Supervisor.
Good evening. On September 5th, the council accepted the retirement, with regret, of Police Administrative Supervisor Julie McCullough and authorized staff to conduct an internal promotional process to backfill her position. We had one applicant. That person was our Police Records Management Lead, Miranda Halverson. Police Chief Davis discussed the position with Ms. Halverson, and staff provided a conditional job offer to her. Staff recommends the promotion of Miranda Halverson to the Police Administrative Supervisor position effective October 16th at step 3, which is $32.01 per hour. That is the lowest step, that is at least 3% more than her current wage as required by the Employee Policy Manual for promotions. Staff is also requesting that the council authorize an internal promotional process to backfill the Police Records Management Lead position. On a side note, Julie's last working day is October 13th, and that's why we're asking for October 16th. Therefore, the recommended action is a motion to approve the promotion of Miranda Halverson to the Police Administrative Supervisor position effective October 16th at step 3. Further, to authorize staff to begin the hiring process to backfill the Police Records Management Lead position.
And I so move.
Second.
Any questions?
Is that enough? Sorry, Mr. Chair. Is that 31 whatever enough? It's hard to keep good staff. I know she's super passionate about working at the PD. I talked to her at the picnic. But I also know it's just, yeah, is that enough?
So that is step 3, so it does go up to step 6 with satisfactory performance. And with that,
Okay.
I'll let John talk about his conversation with her maybe a little bit more.
Which one?
Anything that makes the city look good.
Yeah. Yes, she's very excited to start. You know, Brainerd is home. I think going to continue to be home. In discussing everything with her, you know, she illustrated that this pay wage was, you know, acceptable, and you know, she was of that understanding. And yeah, I don't see any reason to, you know, deviate from policy manual. So
Okay, thank you.
thanks for asking.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, I have one question. Are we listing internally to backfill the position or externally?
John?
Yes, we do what I feel have qualified candidates internally, and once we, I guess, confirm that there is the interest there in the position, I think internally would, you know, probably be the way to go.
Yeah, I like doing that, especially in
Yes.
the police department, just promote from within. Okay, so we got the motion in the second and our discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, that motion carries. Next up is the health insurance broker agreement. Chris?
So in your packet is the 2024 service agreement between the City of Brainerd and Northwest Partners for Northwest Partners to be our 2024 health insurance broker for the Better Health Collective policies. That's formerly Sourcewell. And those policies cover all of the city BPU department and the HRA. This agreement is effective October 1st. That's the same effective date as last year. Since this broker will be assisting us with our 2024 open enrollment process that will be starting soon. The dollar amount is $25,000. With that, Northwest Partners allows us to split the invoice. So half of it is due this fall and the other part will be due next summer. Recommended action is to authorize retaining Northwest Partners as our health insurance broker for 2024 for the Better Health Collective, formerly Sourcewell, in the amount of $25,000. Further, to approve the attached 2024 service agreement between the City of Brainerd and Northwest Partners.
I so move.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, the motion carries. Next up is the Intrify Cash Service Agreement with Bremer. Connie?
Yes, so Bremer has a new program called Interfi Cash Services, otherwise known as ICS, which allows the city's funds currently held in the money market to be swept into a different account to be used with the ICS. The funds are placed with banks that participate in the Interfi network in increments of principal plus potential interest of amounts less than FDIC insurance amounts, which is $250,000. The current interest rate on our traditional money market is 3%, and the interest rate for the ICS is 5.3%. There was a presentation on the ICS service in the agreement, or in the packet. The advantage is additional interest. Staff will provide a listing and will update the listing through an online portal, any outside investments that the city has with Morton Capital, US Bank, or RBC. So in like the August financial report, we had about 25 listed CDs. For example, we had Charles Schwab with US Bank for $245,000, and we had Merrimack Bank CD with RBC. So I'd have to list Charles Schwab and Merrimack Bank so that they don't invest in those banks through the ICS network.
We're not allowed to invest in,
Merrimack cheese is what I want to say. Sorry.
we're not allowed to invest in banks that we have hold CDs.
Because we're already at that $250,000
Oh,
FDIC.
so it's the 250.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we want to make sure that we're covered with the FDIC insurance. So we'd have to update that every time we'd sell a CD or buy a new CD. We'd have to update that list so we could maximize our investment. So the disadvantage would be to make sure that the portal is always up to date, which we don't do a lot of changing. I think once we update, it's going to be ones and twosies come off and on. So that was the disadvantage. The city's checking account is not interest bearing. However, Bremer gives the city a 0.75% earning credit, and that should be more than enough to cover our monthly banking fees as well as the fee for the ICS. So the recommended action would be to authorize signature on the ICS agreement with Bremer Bank.
I so move.
Second.
You estimated the financial impact of getting an additional 2.3% of,
No, I have not.
okay.
I have not.
But it's more interest, so it's
Right.
good financial.
Right, and even think I see our CDs, some of those are, at that 3%, 2%, so I think this would be a good, now the market's getting better, but we haven't invested in a lot of CDs because we're waiting for cash flow to get our bond settlements and that kind of stuff, so I think this would be a good way to have that money in the money market as it would stay liquid.
Any risk?
The risk is just making sure that we don't double invest in CDs.
That's all.
Or money markets, or in the banks, I should say, because they're gonna be money market, but we wouldn't want to invest in a money market that we also have a CD at. But like I said, once we update that list, I think it's gonna be small to change around.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, that motion carries. Last up is Lakes Area Media Collaborative.
Correct. So at the last council meeting, staff was directed to put Lakes Media Collaborative on the P&F agenda to discuss a possible violation of the contractual relationship between the Lakes Media Collaborative and the state of Minnesota, as Lakes Media Collaborative is organized as a nonprofit in the state of Minnesota. Included in the agenda packet again was the payments that were made from the city of Brainerd to Lakes Media. Per the Attorney General's website, Minnesota nonprofits are governed by Minnesota Nonprofit Corporation Act, Minnesota State's Chapter 317A. And per the most recent filing, 990 filing by Lakes Media Collaborative, the organization's mission or most significant activity was to provide public local access television programming to keep the public informed about community programs and events and to provide educational opportunities to local area youth. Also attached to this agenda was the request, the State of Minnesota Office of Attorney General Nonprofit Charity Complaint Form. So the recommended action is just discussion on why there should be a P&F for tonight's meeting.
What does Joe say?
Joe did not weigh in on this part.
Okay.
His thing was the whole that we didn't have a signed contract with them. And then it was asked, well, what about this? And it was told to be put on P&F.
I really struggle with all the money we've given, and if we don't do something, but I understand if we don't do something, why? But it just kind of irritates me.
I think we fill out the complaint form.
What do you got to lose?
Got nothing to lose.
No.
Could make $700,000 out of the deal.
Well, maybe we push the right button, whatever.
So I guess I'd look for a motion to have staff fill out this form and bring it back next time so we can review.
Just a question again?
Yep.
Jennifer, you have any thoughts on this?
I don't. I think we gave Lakes Area Media Collaborative a lot of money. I think that they did provide services. I think we don't have a contract. I think that they probably haven't done the level of service. I know if you talk to Sean Strong, the last several years have not performed to the city's expectation. I don't know what they're doing with that $700 and some $1,000, and
What was
those are my
your
thoughts.
recommended motion, Babe?
To have this complaint form filled out and brought back to the next meeting.
I so move.
Second.
So yeah, I support filling this out because I know we can't, or Joe doesn't think we have any real legal teeth to claw these tax dollars back, but it says it right here, they're gonna provide public local access television programming to keep the public informed about community programs and events, which they don't do, and to provide educational opportunities for local area youth, and I'm not certain if they're doing any of that. So they took all of these tax dollars for this mission, and they're not doing the mission.
Can we ask to get a tracking record of what they've done? Whether they've done training, whether they've done anything? And we got nothing.
We've sent at least 3 letters.
Yeah, okay,
I've
we're
talked
good.
to a couple of their board members asking and saying the council has asked for this information, and the last letter we got, I can pull it up, but it was from their attorney saying we fulfilled the agreement with the city of Brainerd.
I kinda get the feeling they're just poo-pooing us, and like, what do you care?
Yep.
I thought when a nonprofit ends their service too, they need to still distribute their cash based on their mission. Or I think it becomes taxable or something on that sort. There's something that when a nonprofit ceases to exist.
Right, the money has to go to a nonprofit or government doing the same.
Same type of work, yes.
Do we even know if they have the money?
They said they do, Kevin, they said they do.
Well, okay.
I support filling out the form, and
I do.
I just don't wanna do a whole lot more effort, in terms of staff time, because that costs money, and certainly not put toward any attorneys'
Well, I made the motion, so,
fees. I seconded.
perfect.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pull the same sign, that motion carries. All right, I got the gavel upstairs, so